Hi everyone, welcome to yet another video. This is my debut for Halifax B in the Qd8 League, where I was playing against Todmorden C. And it's quite an enjoyable evening it was. Getting picked up from Howard Wood and all the way to Todmorden, and afterwards he treated me and on the other some chicken and chips at some chicken place in Halifax. So it was quite a late night in the end. It's just played on the 7th of October 2013. I was board 1, so I read this weird retarded thing where everyone had the black pieces, but in a home game you'll get the white pieces. Things just start like people like switching the board orders or something it was. Trying to get certain colours, because of course you either get white or black, it doesn't matter which. So anyway, I was black in this game against David Inns. Quite an awkward game, only 1-3-2 ECF, 1-4-3 YCA I think. So a lot lower than me on ECF, but it sounds like he's been playing well at the start. I had black as well. And to make it worse, I got my least favourite opening, which I always get. You guessed it, the exchange French. So I thought this guy's going to be a really boring player. So let's play C5 and liven it up. I'll play a reversed IQP attack, just to make it more fun. And now he chops, which gives me a tempo, but it does take away potential options of playing C4. Bishop takes, now Queen F3, and he played this instantly, so I thought, is this theory? But it's actually not a very good move, because it exposes the queen early to stuff like Bishop G4 and Knight E5, and doesn't really do anything. But I was thinking already at this point, I played Knight C6. I think Knight F6 seems to be better. I was just worried all the time about Bishop G5, because I find it really annoying when I get a, I used to call it Biscivai. Get really annoyed when like I get a pin, it's just very annoying. I can counter with Bishop G4, but if I can just play Queen takes G4, but you can't because F2 pressure. Because otherwise, if the queens come off, then I've just left with this weak pawn on D5, and with not any compensation. So we need to try and keep the queens on with this isolated pawn. So Knight C6 was played to try and get Knight E5 in, Knight E2 to block the E file for any potential checks. Again, Knight F6 I bottled. Knight G7 I played, which is just passive and rubbish. But then I made another queen move, he played Queen G3. And I thought, can I punish him for his queen moves he's made? I also sacrificing G7 for a while, which seems a perfectly viable option. I actually looked at Bishop F5 for ages. If Queen takes G7, Rook G8. Now we can't play Queen takes H7, so say Queen F6. Bishop takes D3, C takes D3, Rook takes G2. And black is better with threats on F2, and white's queen's looking a bit daft. Of course you don't have to take the bait, you can just say castle. But a lot of the pressure's gone now, because I can play bishop back to G6 if I want, or I can just take queen takes and castle. And we've got an interesting position where I've got a lot of development. Because white's made all his queen moves, but I've still got the isolated pawn, which seems to counterbalance it. White can play, say, bishop F4. So chances are about equal. Should be enough play here for the isolated pawn. It's an interesting position as well. But I played Knight G6, now he played again instantly, he slashed out with H4. So I realised, my Peter of the brain was saying, this guy may play the French exchange, but he is an aggressive player, so why is he playing the exchange French? If you're an aggressive player against the French, play the advance on Knight C3. If you're boring in positional, play the Tarrasch. And if you're even more boring and you just want to draw, play the exchange. That's what I say. So now he wants to play H5 and kick my knight away. I countered this. I could have castled actually, but this cannot be any good, can it? Mind you, there isn't any immediate threats or sacks or anything. I'm on his bishop, which is one of his main attacking pieces, so maybe I could have castled, but I played bishop back to D6 to get his queen off the G file. He played Queen E3 check as expected, and I played bishop E6, which develops the piece, blocks the checks. Again, I don't want the queens off because I've got an isolated pawn. Now I've lost out with F4, which is actually a very bad move, just moving another pawn and not developing anything. Instead, he should start developing with Knight Bc3, and I can probably just say castle or something. But after f4, I actually took an h4 after some thought, threatening knight takes g2, winning the queen to any time for any f5s. And just to note, the time control for this league is an hour and a quarter for 36 moves and an additional 15 minutes added to the clock. And I'd already spent a long time at this point on move 11. So now if you move to play something like king f1, renewing the threat, if I was not even threatening f5, because I can always take, in fact no, he's threatening f5 now, because of pins and that. But I can just save my bishop back to blocking and more protection to my knight. He played queen g3, which attacks the knight, but now I think he might have missed that. I can play knight g6, and now he can't play f5 because it is pinned to the queen. He played knight bc3, developing. I played queen f6, which is a decent move, which prepares to castle queen side away from this mess on the king side, and supports stuff like knight d4, bishop d2, covering the knight. I castled long, which I think is a very bad move. I should have played a6 first, but I didn't want to give him a target. But after castling queenside, knight b5 is actually very awkward. I don't really want to lose his bishop because then the pin's gone and he's got f5. And after the correct bishop b8, he played the bishop c3, which I was worried about, but it's actually a very bad move. He should have just castled long. I then can kick his knight. Knight goes back, and I bring my bishop back to a better square. And I'm a pawn up, but white's got some activity in compensation. Bishop c3 was played. And now I could have played d4, but I don't think it worked, because after knight takes d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, rook takes d4. I can play that, or I can play simply knight takes f4. And the discovery checks don't help because I've got knight takes d3 check, winning the queen and stuff. Well, not winning the queen, but nasties. But I played a very tactical move, bishop takes f4, with some nice tactical points. If he tries bishop takes g6 to try to remove the defense of the bishop, well the point is the queen goes for check. If knight takes f4, queen takes f4, bishop takes queen takes f4, knight takes f4, bishop takes g7 is what I calculate, knight takes d3, c takes d3, rook takes g8, rook takes h7, bishop f5. I'd actually calculated all this far and saw that this is winning, and if he doesn't take it, he moves his bishop away. Then I move my rook away, and you can have a pawn back if you want. Well, in fact, you can take an h7 or take an g2, and then got to be better for black. I've actually calculated a lot of this. And bishop takes f4. And if bishop takes f6, we take with check. Knight takes, g takes h6. And again, black is better. But he played queen f3, which I also had to look at, which is a horrific blunder. He had to, queen f2 is the best move, hitting a7 immediately. And stopping my next move. And then white's got a lot of compensation still for 2 pawns, but he played queen f3 and he's missed d4, I just missed it. And he just seems to win this move. If he moves his bishop back, I take d2. Let's take the king. I play queen g5 check. Now I'm getting the attack and I'm 2 pawns up. If knight takes f4, I just take back. And now his bishop is attacked. If it moves, we have knight takes d3 check. Queen takes d3. Bishop g4, just crushing white's king in the centre, etc. So many variations like this, it's just crushing. Also good, he said after game, is bishop e5, which just seems to neutralise all the pressure and leave black with a couple of extra pawns. It's probably best is to try and weaken my pawns, and then I have some weak pawns, so it's not easy to win, but 2 pawns up. I played this horrendous move though, which puts myself in a self-pin. I'm just trying to be tactical and clever. Now Queen F2, and now I'm actually in this annoying self pin. And if I play knight takes d3 check, I can play that, but after c takes d3, I've got to play d4, giving the pawn up. And now White's got White's won over his pawns back and he's got pressure. I played b6, trying to be clever. The point is, if he plays knight takes a7 check, he just wastes time for an irrelevant pawn. King b7, and if he moves his knight back, or if he just gets another tempo, I can play knight takes d3, c takes d3, queen d5, sets other pawn as well. I've got like bishop e3. It's a very dynamic game, this. We played bishop takes g6. Try to remove the defending my bishop, so I have to play h takes g6. Because now I think you can't like take my bishop because my rook goes on it. If he tries taking my rook, and when I take it back, I think I've got threats in my rook, so we can't take my bishop. So I thought I'd calculate all this really good now, at the cost of most of the time on my clock. Apart from that horrible self pin, it's been quite good calculating. You played rook f1, which is the best move, avoiding swaps and putting more pressure on the bishop. And now this is where I thought I'd lost. So I can play bishop g5, but I thought he just moves his queen away for 2. I thought he just plays queen d4 and I didn't know what I did. But I've got the key with bishop h4 check. And if g3, knight f3 check is winning, well, he has knight rotates, and he can take my bishop. But I can play something like queen h1, queen g1, like that. Queen g1, stop me taking with rook, queen takes h4 check. And I've got too many pawns for 2 knights. I thought queen d4 was like winning the piece, but I missed this tactic. After bishop h4 check, if he can't play g3, well, if it has to play g3, because if his king moves anywhere, it will win the rook. So again, very poor calculation in this position, and I played g5. My point was, I thought I would drop a piece, so I thought I'd try and get like 3 pawns for a piece or something, and try and get his king in the centre. So g3 was played. But I played bishop h3 next, which is dreadful. Again, I should have played d4 to block his bishop out. This is too difficult to see in a long time. Now b takes d4, and then bishop h3, because there seems to be a difference after g takes h4. Bishop takes f1, f takes c5, takes, check. White is going to be slightly better with the bishop and knight against the rook and pawn. And I've got double pawns, but the problem is after bishop h3, he just took an h4, f1 after bishop takes f1, which is a blunder, should have took an f4. He takes this knight, and now because I've not blocked him bishop out with d4, then my queen's attacked, and I've just lost all the material. Then for some bizarre reason he didn't take on f1, which just seems to have 3 pieces against the rook and 2 pawns is winning. He played his in-between move first. I played queen h3, getting my queen close to his king. Now there's an interesting point. I thought I was going to knight d6 check, and I was going to sack with d6. Bishop takes d6. And then I've got a check on e8, and my bishop's protected. But the check doesn't do anything after king d2. So better is to actually use this one. But that's a bit of a computer move. Because if he moves his bishop back, I'll play bishop, I think it's bishop a6. Long castle, yeah, this is just better for white. But the castle long, he decided not to take my bishop back, which is surprising because I didn't see any threats. And I played bishop takes b5, and knight takes b5. But now I've got to move 10 moves to make in less than a minute to make the time control. And if I play f6, bishop d6, queen e6, I'm actually up material actually in this position. Rook and 2 pawns against bishop and knight, but the minor pieces are way too powerful, and white should be significantly better in this position. I can always take an a7 at any point and reduce it, weaken my king. But I thought I'll play a nice little king move really fast, and then he just plays d6 check. So I've got to give the exchange up. but I didn't say I had to. He's moved my king back instantly, took an f7, and I was like, whoops. I played this, now I had about 15 seconds to make the last 7 or 8 moves, and I don't like playing on because all of a sudden I'm just a piece behind. So I played on trying to see if I could make the time control, just for a bit of fun. I almost did as well. He didn't take my pawn on d5 for some reason. So at this point I had 2 seconds left to make 2 moves. I played king b7 that fast and my clock didn't actually move, but he just hanged the rook. So I resigned. Oh well, very poor loss it was, but I've heard my opponent can actually play really well at times, and I thought that game could have gone either way. Both sides played some very good moves and both sides played some terrible moves, but it was a very poor game, and as I say, but the winner is the one who makes the second to last blunder. I hope you enjoyed the sharp game where we got hammered in the match 4-1, but we had black on every board and their team was a bit stronger than usual. And I'll definitely play in this league again. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave in the comments some thoughts. Thanks very much.